shit. Oh my gosh, that was so epic. I think that's it. There he is. You guys ready? Let's pull it. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Oh, hey! And JB's on there! 600! 600! Yes! Yay! 600 mile time. That would be just. So here we are, back with the real supercharger. Okay, we are on the test track.
I'd recommend putting your head on the headrest.
Okay.
There he's ready.
Nope. Yep. Oh, there it goes. Oh, that never gets old either. We have the post-study production cars here.
Wait, what?
Yeah, oh yeah, you watch it.
Well, why is he gonna throw it?
I don't know, but we're gonna watch it.
Yeah.
He just used a sledgehammer. What?
Well, maybe that was a little too hard.
I'm Eric, otherwise known as Derek, here in Shanghai at Gigafactory 3. Ballapalooza.
It's like tricks.
3, 2, 1.
Will it wipe is the big question of the day.
Will it wipe?
Generic cornflakes.
Whoa! It's raining cornflakes! Oh. This is trippy. Look, there's nothing here.
Like, oh,
We're back. Sorry about the delay there. Welcome everybody. I was moving some things around in the studio here. We have some things coming soon.
Coming soon.
Coming soon here. We have 2 superchargers now in the basement. In the studio. This one from the garage. I'm sure you guys recognize it.
There's still V2 though, so you have to worry about, you know, the pairing of the stalls.
Yeah, it's kind of lame that it's V2, but here we are.
Uh-oh.
Hold on, let me
Cover your ears.
Let me cover you guys. Watch out for the dog. Dog, run! Let me get the dog out of the room before we.
No, it's okay.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
I don't want to. Okay.
Layden. Wee.
Wee!
She's like, what's that?
Starting off today with a bang. Oh, I got
With
the
a
wrong
bang.
mouse. With a bang.
Hey, it's okay. And lots of confetti.
Lots of confetti, and we're gonna get it all over the house thanks to the dog,
Yes,
but it's okay.
yes. It's okay.
Gerg C, thank you so much for starting off
Gerg.
the day, yes, with a $20 super chat. Claps in chat. Starting off with a bang. Really appreciate it. So thank you very much, guys, for all that you do. As a Tesla shareholder, this program helps to filter in the usual information while filtering out the super flurious. Did I say that right?
Superfluous. Yeah.
That's a big word for me,
Yeah.
but I appreciate it. Plus, it's extremely entertaining. Keep on going. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Diego, secrets already. But we have some lights. Cue the lights. Aha. Yeah, I don't know where Chris is, but he better show up today. No, I'm just kidding. Okay. So, like normal, we are going to go ahead and jump into the news, and then we'll open it up and just chat, hang out with everybody. Yes, thank you very much, Gerg. I think he thought I mispronounced Greg.
Yeah, I can't see the screen from there.
So I think that's
is it spelled like Greg, but G-E-R-G?
G-E-R-G.
Okay.
So I think he was judging
Okay.
me.
Yeah.
Thinking I mispronounced it.
Yeah, I can't see right now. I'm on a different screen, so I can't see what that is. We should
Because to be honest, that's something I would do.
I just saw the big orange thing, and I was like, oh, that means there's a super chain.
Oh, that means he's got to get the guns ready. He said it's Greg. Oh.
So maybe I was right.
It says G-E-R-G though as your username, so that's why I thought it was
Okay.
Greg C. Anyway,
Anyways,
thank you very much, Greg. Really appreciate it.
I'm David. This is Eric, and together we're Derek, and we're going to talk about our weekly Tesla update, and then
Yes.
open it up to questions and answers.
Yep. Oh, I like how that framing is with the coming soon and the Tesla. Wow.
Can you move that microphone?
The which one?
I can't see the.
Oh, this right here.
There we go. So now I can.
Yeah, you can see it now.
Be like Vanna or somebody from Price is Right.
There you go. Real quick. Oh, more confetti. Because who doesn't love confetti? Anyway, real quick. Shout out to Jordan, Arlen, and
Keisha
for the referrals. Really appreciate it. Hopefully you guys enjoy your car. I've been seeing a lot of people are getting this new Refresh S and X. So we have some things we're going to talk about later with that. But let's go ahead and jump right into it. Cybertruck. So
first Cybertruck deliveries.
I got one.
Yeah.
Finally. Okay, so I went to 3 Targets. I gave them the UPC at all 3 Targets, and they said they didn't have any. No stores around showed it, but I was like,
You might
I
need to
should
put
go
that
anyway.
closer to the camera because it's so small that I don't think anybody can actually see it.
So there's
This is not the real Cybertruck. This is the Hot Wheels remote control Cybertruck.
Yeah,
That was, though, a lot of people pre-ordered it like a year ago.
Yeah, so legit, I pre-ordered a ton of these to give away, but now they're at Target and there's no word on when my pre-order stuff will arrive. So it's kind of ruined. But anyway, here we are. So I went to 3 Targets, couldn't find them, and luckily somebody reached out who's local. Let me give him shout out because he deserves it.
It was like Snow Mason or something.
Yeah, that was his Twitter handle. I'm
Keith or
unprepared.
Kevin?
Kevin Snow.
Yeah.
Snow Manson on Twitter hooked it up and brought us one of these. And, oh God, he's going to do it again. Let me shelter you, chat.
Whee!
Oh, that was a loud one.
Yeah, I don't know why someone's so loud. You need some virtual confetti too.
Oh, okay. Greg with another $20 super chat.
Same one. Wow. Thanks
Said
again.
cheaper than a shot of my Tesla tequila.
Yeah,
True.
Actually, your contributions will help us pay for that bottle of Tesla tequila. So.
Oh, that one's very gunpowdery.
Yes. Oh, and we have the safety
patrol.
Yeah, gotta
we
make
should
sure.
put on the Tesla safety hat.
Oh yeah.
Sorry, we're distracted.
Yeah, give them a close up of that thing. So this is cool because this is almost the same size. It's like the same size as a regular Hot Wheels car that isn't remote control, but this one is totally remote control. And the remote control is run by 4 AA batteries and has a little charging cable that you pull out the back of it and you plug into the bottom of this car and charges up.
Of course, the charging thing is proprietary.
Yeah, unfortunately, you can't use a regular micro USB or something like that.
The charging is just right under here. And you got your cable. It's like this cable I've never even seen or heard of. So anyway, I looked everywhere, couldn't find one, and Kevin came to our rescue. And they were even in our side of town, so they actually delivered it.
Yeah,
and
thanks
so
again. What?
We gave them some sneak peeks.
And they had a nice Tesla too, I noticed.
Yeah, they have a beautiful red Model Y. So, yeah, I can't thank him enough. And this thing's a blast. It's actually got like 2 separate motors. So it does like tank turns, a lot of fun. I need to find some tracks so that we can have a blast with it. But... oh, man. Huge thanks to Kevin for really coming in clutch. I had so many people email me saying, hey, or like DMing me on Twitter saying, hey, I found some. I can ship them to you. They're $100 a piece. What? I'm sorry, but I was not willing to pay $100 a piece. Yeah. These retail for like $20. And I was more than happy to pay like $30 or something. But I can't imagine paying $100 and... someone who messaged me that actually said they have like 9 available at that price. And that hurts my feelings because like so many of us pre-ordered this and didn't get it, and yet people were able to go to Target and are now selling them for like $100 pop. But
we're hoping that that Hot Wheels will actually start shipping them out, all those pre-orders, and we will be giving those away once they arrive. Yeah. So definitely stay tuned for future videos for how to win one of those. Yeah, but it looks like Kevin is in here in chat. Hey, Thank you so much, Kevin. Yes, really appreciate it. Yeah, so awesome. And hopefully you enjoyed the surprises to come. Oh, yeah. Of course, we had to hook him up. Yeah, coming soon. Oh, I'm way over here. You like this? So right there. Okay, so in the news, Model Y is available now again. The standard range. So it's something we had mentioned last week. It showed up and it had a price drop. Yeah. And then a couple days later, it disappeared and everybody was like, wait, where did it go? Exactly. And then it showed back up again. No, it didn't show up. Elon said it's available tweeted it. Off menu. Exactly. And yeah. we just we keep going back and forth, but we do have this tweet from Elon that I think kind of explains the situation a little bit more. In fact, that nickel is he said, nickel is our biggest concern for scaling lithium-ion cell production. That is why we are shifting standard range cars to an iron cathode, plenty of iron and lithium. So it looks like all those SR cars are going to be going to the iron cathode, in which hopefully they will eventually make their way back on to the website as being available as a normal car would be from Tesla, not like an off menu where you have to contact them and all that. Yeah, I wonder if they might have been too popular because they did that price drop. It was only like $42,000, and that's a pretty good price for a Model Y. And maybe they had too many orders and like, whoa, let's take it off the menu for a little bit so that people pay. Maybe they don't know that's the cheapest one and they pay for a little more from one of the other models. Exactly. Well, I mean, being the cheapest one, a lot of people were probably going for it, but it was eating up a lot of the batteries that go into their more expensive cars. So I mean, we can just kind of see the trickle down here, and I'm not surprised that they're moving to this iron cathode, and they've been doing so for some of their cars in China. Yeah, they definitely have a different chemistry for the standard range or standard range plus whatever in China. Yeah, so it'll be nice once they have all these batteries fully up and running. Hopefully these SRs make it back onto the website, because at that price point they were a great bang for the buck. Now, in terms of EVs, I always like to say, get the longest range possible that you can afford, because batteries will degrade over time. But also, when you are supercharging on like road trips and such, that last 10 to 15% can take a very long time. So on like road trips and everything with an SR, you'll have to stay and charge a little bit longer. But again, if that's not a problem, by all means, save the, what was it, $8,000-$9,000. Yeah. And just get the SR. Yeah. Again, and you might have to stop more often. It's definitely cheaper, but you might have to stop more often. And when you do stop, you're going to have to charge longer. Yeah. And that's, that extra 20, 30 miles can really make a difference. You bet. And if you can afford it, go for it. Yeah. Steven said, I got my SR Model Y and went off menu the day after my delivery, so I got mine just in time. Oh, good, awesome. Yeah. I mean,
They were really a good deal, I'm not going to lie.
But speaking of the Model Y 2, we had mentioned last week that everything since like the 7th of February now had the new center console and the heated steering. We heard a couple other different dates. It sounds like a couple of different people got notes from Tesla employees saying it was really 2.4 or 2.7 or 2.9. So we're not sure of the exact date, but basically by the end of the first week of February or so, all new Model Ys should have the new center console, heated steering, and it sounds like the performance Model Y will have like the new headlights.
Yeah, those adaptive lights, which I'm very excited to try out, and I've been contemplating on whether or not I should retrofit those, but I'm worried, like everything else that I've kind of done, it won't work.
Yeah.
At least not without Tesla going in and telling it what kind of lights.
We'll see. Yeah, they would definitely have to. I'm sure they would have to update the software or wait for a software update, and maybe it would self-identify, you know, plug and play, stuff like that. But also, speaking of new hardware, we have an update on the heated steering wheel again.
Oh, is it me?
Yes.
So, secret's out.
You might give a little backstory first.
So yeah, I bought a heated steering wheel from Tesla. I found in the parts catalog where it said it was a heated steering wheel. I found it odd, though it was the same part number as the previous steering wheel. I reached out and I got one in hand. It is actually sitting in my Model Y right now, waiting to go back to Tesla. But anyway, I got one in hand and it said the correct part number and steering wheel with heat. So I was like, perfect. I went ahead and took apart the wheel for an upcoming video and noticed there's no wires going from the wiring harness into the wheel, which means it's not heated. There's no way for that to go through. So I did some digging, reached out to some contacts at Tesla, and then all of a sudden, Tesla popped up on their parts catalog a brand new part number separate from the other one that no longer says heat. And this one now says heat, and it's a new part and everything. So I reached out to my guys to order that. Unfortunately, a price hadn't been assigned to it yet, but as soon as possible, I will be getting that, and we will try retrofitting that into my Model Y, and I will make a video on that, keeping you guys updated. But this whole heated steering wheel, it's been a lot of work.
Yeah, we're trying, and it's nice that they are delivering cars with that now, and we're going to have an answer for you soon, whether it can be retrofitted to older cars.
Yep. Real quick, thank you so much for the $5 super chat, Pierre. Said, did you guys see the yoke finally spotted? Looks awesome. Model S VIN number received. Made a payment on Friday in full, waiting for the delivery.
Oh, wow.
You have a refresh Model S VIN?
Sounds like it, yeah.
Okay, I'm contacting Tesla as soon as we're done with this live stream. Where is my VIN?
Well,
actually, I let me log in real quick.
Yeah, I don't think, last I checked, it wasn't there, but you never know.
I see RN numbers still.
Yeah, I think we might need to finalize one of those other things in the process.
Anyway, super excited for you, Pierre. You'll definitely have to let us know when you get it. But we will be talking about the yoke a little bit later on. Definitely going to talk about that. Oh, yes, it is a refresh. Okay, So it's happening, folks.
Yeah.
Hopefully we can get it soon. But talking about that, so Fremont, it was all in a lot of the big time news websites that they had run out of parts and everyone was getting like 2 weeks off and everything was shut down for like 2 weeks. Elon actually came onto Twitter and corrected some people and basically said it was only a 2-day shutdown because of a parts shortage. And so that's for 3 and Y, and it is already back online. Whereas S and X lines, we're still kind of in the dark, but we have been seeing some refresh pop up out of the factory finally.
Not a lot, but there's been a few spotted on the lot. Yeah.
And even some X's.
Yes.
So my thinking is, as Tesla ramps up production of the new S and X, those first ones are going to be sent out to store locations and kind of bring in some more business that way. But what's weird is Model X still says delivery in May to June.
That's still a long delay, considering they haven't really sold new ones since the end of December.
Exactly.
And so to wait like 4 or 5 months is a long delay.
Yeah, so I'm thinking, originally I was thinking it was some kind of delay with parts, and that's why the S and X lines were shut down for like 2 months instead of the 18 days they were supposed to be. But actually, wait, December, 2 months. But I'm thinking now there's even a further delay on something for Model X. Could it be captain's chair folding second row?
I don't know. That would be nice. We still have no pictures, no renderings of the second row of the 6-seat Model X.
Exactly. It's like, how are they going to put in the Qi charging, or wireless charging? Is there going to be cup holders? Like, so many questions that we still don't know the answer to. Hopefully in time, but it is weird that X is pushed out so far. I find that very odd because they do share a lot of similar parts. So this means it has to be something unique to X that is the holdup.
Yeah, and it'll be interesting to see too if the battery, or if the expected range stays the same at like 360 for the long range, or if it goes back up, because it was a slight decrease when they announced the refreshed Model X, and a lot of people were kind of disappointed because normally when they release a new model, the range doesn't go down, but they did go from long range plus down to just a long range, so that's why maybe. But who knows? They don't have the final like EPA test numbers yet, so hopefully we'll see some increases in those.
Exactly. And while we're at it, we'll go ahead and talk some yoke. So here you can see Kilowatts on Twitter. They actually have been patrolling everything, and they saw the new Model X at the factory here. So there are a few of those coming out, but not very many. And they actually got some cool spy shots right here of a Model S finished dash. It is like the wood trim, which again, I'm not a huge fan of. We will be changing that out, but it does show one with the yoke. Now, I don't believe this yoke is final design. Here's why. This bottom looks like it was legit cut off. Whereas if you look at the renderings, let me pull that up real quick. You can see here that silver trim going down the side kind of curves underneath and makes it look a little bit more finished. But here, it legit looks like they just like chopped it off. So I know it's not final design, but you can see they still have the wiring harness in here and all that. But they were able to get some really good spy shots. You can see all that chrome delete. Love it.
Only thing is, if you find one of the
screen.
rear pictures, though, for some reason, they still haven't done a chrome delete on the Tesla badge.
Yeah, what's up with that?
It's just like...
Let me find that real quick.
But it's just like... It was nice that they've done it, all around the windows and the handles and stuff like that, and all, the rear applique on the back, but then it still has a chrome Tesla logo.
Yeah, I don't understand that at all. And actually, here it is. So everything's chrome delete except for this emblem right here. So I guess a couple things for that. One, Tesla still has a bunch of those chrome emblems and are just trying to use it up. That's honestly probably
I don't think
what
it would stay that way. It doesn't match.
No, they definitely have to get rid of that. I just think it looks silly. I'm looking at it now, and that just looks plain old silly. Everything's chrome delete except you got that chrome. Not a fan. So anyway, hopefully that fixes itself in time. I see Chris was saying wish the door handles were painted body color. That is one thing I actually did with some of my previous cars is I got wraps from Abstract Ocean.
Yeah, the silver Model 3. We did a video on that back in like October, I think, of 2018.
And it's also on the Instagram.
Yeah, and basically they have a wrap kit that just, it's the exact shape of the handles, and you just peel them off and put it right on there, and it's like almost perfect matched. You can't really tell that it's not painted and that it's a wrap. And it looks nice.
Yeah, that looks really nice. So, I mean, the wrap is not a bad way to go. It's nice so you can change it out a lot. So definitely, if you want, hit up Abstract Ocean, and I'm sure they can provide those.
Yeah, so we do have those on like the silver 3.
Yup. I was trying to pull that up on Instagram, but it's making me log in, and I don't really want to log in.
And I know that was back in October of 2018.
There you go. So different things to think about. But yeah, so a lot of fun news on this refresh. Again, we cannot wait. We have the S and the X. We're going in deep. We did do a Twitter poll on which car we should be getting rid of.
Oh yeah, we need to do an update or a video on that eventually.
And
to show
the car that...
Like the brackets of who's getting eliminated.
Yeah.
And,
the car that got the most amount of votes was the 75D.
Not surprised.
Model S, yes. So... I don't know. We're gonna have to do a send-off.
Still a good car, but when you compare it to what's coming out, it's the range is not nearly as nice as what's coming out in the refresh.
Exactly. So we'll be doing some other fun polls on Twitter. I've been having a blast with that, and it's kind of fun to see what everybody thinks. So definitely keep an eye on those.
Yeah. So it's definitely good to see some news on the refresh, and that was good. But when they had like news of the factory shutdown and stuff, that really seemed to affect the stock price this week. And there were some huge drops in the stock last week, and which makes it kind of maybe a buying opportunity, just because you haven't seen prices this low in several months. But
yeah. I honestly think though that stock price issue that we had was based on the fake news that a lot of these big news agencies were putting out that Tesla was shut down for 2 weeks, all of its lines, because of like parts and everything. So it's market, nice that Elon came out and was like, no, it's only 2 days.
Yeah, there were a couple days too where the market as a whole just went down, and like all EV stocks went down. Like NIO had big drop, and some other manufacturers had big drop. So it wasn't just Tesla, but it definitely was noticeable with Tesla stock.
And the interesting thing I've noticed with NIO, because full disclosure, I do own Tesla, I do own NIO stock. I've noticed with NIO, they react much like Tesla does. If Tesla is up, NIO is up. If NIO is down, it's because Tesla is down. I've noticed that quite a lot. So NIO did take quite a hit. But looking overall, I mean, Bitcoin in general took a big hit too.
Oh yeah,
it was up to almost 59,000 per Bitcoin, and now it is currently sitting at $46,160. So hopefully, if Tesla really played their cards right, they sold it at 58. Or, I mean, even if they're still holding it, it is still above the prices that it could have been in January. But man, if they would have sold it at 58,000, they would have made a lot of
like $1 billion
money.
in a couple months.
I love how we're just like, they just made a casual billion.
Just more than they've made in the last 10 years selling cars. They could have made in like a month and a half by selling Bitcoin.
Exactly. So, I mean, hopefully they were careful with that. I know they have to have like stop orders in just in case it gets too low so they don't lose money. But, I mean, if they would have sold it just right, they could have made a ton of money and added a lot to their balance sheet, which at the end of the day really helps all the wheels go round. No pun intended. Let's see. So firmware updates.
Yeah, nothing huge. We've seen a couple updates. The Model 3 got 2021.4.10.1, and one of the Model S's got 2021.4.8.11. Nothing huge in there. There's just some really minor updates, bug fixes, and the last few versions have just been like additional languages, a few other minor features. So nothing exciting, but we're hoping that since they're pushing all these .4 versions, hopefully the .8 release, which should be coming out in the next week or so, hopefully it will. Maybe it's going to be something big, because there wasn't really anything big in the .4 release.
No, it was kind of disappointing.
We were kind of expecting something big because the holiday release, which came out at the end of the year, Elon was saying this is half of it, the next half is coming soon, and it's been 2 months and we haven't seen it yet. Uh-oh, what's that? Oh, is that snow? Okay. One of the dogs came in and she's got stuff all over her face.
She's got snow all over her nose.
She's playing in the snow. Yeah.
Are you playing in the snow? Oh, you're all cold.
So anyways,
wow.
Nothing really new on the firmware news. But for our solar update, we had up and down again. We had 3 really good solar days this week. We produced over 90 kilowatt hours on each of those 3 days. Then we had a few other days where we had snow, so it wasn't quite as good. But so 3 days over 90 kilowatts. You can see today was like a perfect day, and we hit almost 93 kilowatt hours today. So. And so for the day, we had 264% offset, which is, you can see, 92.8 when I took this graph, and we only used like 35. So pretty good. And this is showing for the week, we had 3 really good days, and then a couple of days, because we had snow, wasn't the best, but we still were able to average 67.5 kilowatt hours per day. And let's see, for the month of February, for the past week, for the month of February, we have actually had an 88% offset, and we're expecting that in the month of March, we will have over 100% offset, and then we should have a surplus generating more energy than we need up through probably the end of October, maybe November. And so far for the year, we've generated 2,957 kilowatt hours. So pretty good, still pretty happy with it.
Very happy with solar. Again, it's been kind of a weird year with snow. It seemed like we didn't really have any in the beginning of winter, and then recently it's just been very cold for a very long time. And that's actually kind of inhibited a lot.
Yeah, so we have a couple days
yeah.
when the snow's not good. But again, typically here we'll have snow one day and it'll be nice and sunny the next day. So I'll get out the roof rake or the snow rake and I'll just clear off a few of the panels, and I can easily clear off about 14 of the panels, and we have like 63 panels. But by clearing off those 14, that's enough to actually power our house. The other panels that we have, those are what we can use to power the cars and then send back to the grid. But it's nice that just by clearing off a few panels, we're able to sustain the household.
Yeah. But because of that cold weather, we've had some issues with the garage updates. It's pushed some timing out a little bit, but today we did actually get to pick up the Performance Model 3 back from our friend Greg, who is very kindly let us use his garage to keep it in. And someone said my mic wasn't working, but it says it's working. Hopefully you can hear me. Thumbs up in chat if you can hear me still. But luckily, Greg was able to let us store the Model 3 in his garage.
And we stored the S over there for a while initially when we were first doing the first changes, but then we brought it back. But it's nice. We finally are parked in the garage again. We should have some updated videos and pictures of that coming soon. Yeah,
today was the first day in, about a month since we have had cars in the garage. Yeah, so it's very exciting times. There's still a lot to do, unfortunately. So we're probably going to be doing a garage update and then a finished garage update, because there's just some things that are taking a lot longer than I would have hoped. And some things are delayed because of shipping and the situation. So anyway, we'll probably be doing 2 videos. We'll do like an update and then a finished product. But man, it's coming together so nicely.
Are you gonna just leave the supercharger like right there? Because right now, typically that supercharger is actually in the garage.
Yes.
But right now, we still have this other supercharger. For those of you who think we might have just moved it, oh look, we can.
Are you gonna?
It's like peeking under something.
That's creepy.
The unveiled. This is still the regular. This is still the regular supercharger.
This feels like the wrong stream for that kind of activity.
But we still. So that is a separate one. So you might. Oh, maybe they just moved it and they hung something on the wall.
So here, I'll show you this one, because everyone asked about the one in the garage, and this is the one from the garage.
Temporarily.
Can you narrate while I hold it? Because
What am I gonna say?
Like how we built it.
Oh yeah, so basically Eric built this several years ago. We went to a supercharger, took some measurements, came home, and he cut it into foam, and then built a mold, and then he put fiberglass over the mold. Then we released that fiberglass from the mold, and then painted it. And it looks 99% is a supercharger, and I was just amazed because we only took the measurements once, and for it to turn out looking that great. Just by going to a supercharger and measuring with tape measure, drawing it out, coming home and building one out of fiberglass and stuff, it turned out great.
I mean, how many months did I spend on that?
It was a long time.
Like 6.
We had a couple setbacks because some of the paint some of the chemicals reacted with the paint and then caused it all to crack.
Yeah.
And then when we were trying to get it out of the mold, that took forever. We were trying to make it so we could reuse the mold, but because of the curves and indentations and stuff like that, we could not keep the mold.
And also, this was like the first time I've ever done anything like that, and I'm very happy with the way it came out. But again, I didn't really know what I was doing. I was watching a lot of YouTube videos, trying to learn how to create molds and everything, and I thought I did everything right, but there are some parts that I didn't have a release agent in, so they just kind of, and it happens.
It still turned out great,
but it turned out amazing.
And it's nice because he actually bought one of the little handle holder or plug holders.
Here, I'll show it.
So that's an actual one so we're able to plug in the end of the wall connector, and it just like if you were at a supercharger.
So this piece right here.
I don't know if you could reach this.
Like this piece right here is what I bought.
Okay, so this piece right here is where he plugs in the cable for the supercharger. I was trying to see if you could fit it from here, but I don't know if we can lift this up. Oh, okay, whatever. But anyways, it's nice.
It's good. So right now, while we are doing so much garage work, it will just be living down here. And I think it's kind of fun. Now we have 2 superchargers in the basement. That one doesn't light up, though.
No, we thought about that, but that would have,
I would have needed probably about 20 of those Tesla tequila bottles to keep me going, because even as it was.
You could come back though. Maybe we should come back to that, because you could, instead of painting it, so basically you paint it on Tesla, you could cut out.
Yeah, I could cut it out and then like put tape on the front and then pour clear acrylic in, or a red acrylic, and then put white LEDs behind it. That was my original goal, but once I got to the point it was now, I was like, I'm done.
It's good enough.
I'm done.
At least we still have this one, which does light up, as you can see. It's
Ta-da! But yeah, so that's where we have 2 of them. I saw somebody was saying, when was this recorded? Because you guys aren't reading the chat. During the news section, we don't really read the chat because
news is over now, though. Yeah. So as you can see, I've removed my seatbelt. We are ready to open it up to questions.
Yeah. Michael said, "Oh, David, you a bad boy? Leave that supercharger alone."
Yeah.
LOL. Damn. Okay. Demonetized. Who said that? That was funny. Let's see. So yeah, we'll go ahead and just open it up in chat. If you guys have any questions, any comments, we can talk about the refresh Model S. If you have solar questions, we can deal with that. Anything really. We can just go ahead and talk. We can kind of keep it Tesla themed though, and go from there. Let's see. Chris said, I guess Tesla's favorite color is red. Same for me. Tesla does really love their red because, I mean, I've seen some meh red Teslas, but that red Model Y that came by, he had ceramic coated it, and it looked good.
I know
it looked really good.
Amy really likes red too.
Yeah, if Amy's in chat, she loves red too. So, let's see. So I could see a couple of people saying make molds to sell them. So actually, somebody offered me 10 grand if I could make them one of these. Unfortunately, I didn't do it because that was a lot of work. But I think if I actually made them to sell, Tesla would hit me with a big fat lawsuit.
Yeah, they probably don't want somebody copying something like that.
Unfortunately, unless Tesla gives me the go-ahead to do so, I can't. But it's a bummer because they should do something where they sell easy things like this, because a lot of people would love that.
Think of the money they could be making. They're selling all these other, clothing and other accessories.
Yeah.
Think of the money you could sell on like garage accessories and decorations.
I know, so much.
People are having to build, like we did. People are having to build their own just because, Tesla does. Well, you're on the wrong camera now, but but people are having to build their own. And I think that if there was an officially licensed product, that Tesla could sell a few of those.
Yeah, I think they could actually sell a lot. But until then, we had fun making that one.
And acquiring this one.
And acquiring that. That was honestly... So I talk about like some of the most favorite things I've ever purchased. I think that's pretty damn high up there.
Yeah.
Like I've been very fortunate. I have bought a lot of very fun things. But that's one thing, I didn't even second guess it. I didn't care about the shipping costs. I didn't care about anything. I was like, just tell me what it costs and I'll take it. And I love it. Let's see. Rich said drinking tequila keeps you going. It has a completely different effect on me. Well, I mean, it helps me cope. Like when I was doing this fiberglass supercharger, it was just very stressful because it's something I'd never done before. And it was a lot of moments where I was like, I'm just done. And it was very frustrating, especially towards the end.
I just had an idea. I think next week, maybe we should move things around. We could move the couch and we could have supercharger on each side.
It could happen.
At least temporarily.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I'm in. Let's see. Chelsea said it's about to start the final month of the quarter. About to hear of some deals coming up. I mean, to be honest, I don't know if we're going to hear of any deals this month or this quarter.
I'm really wondering what the number is going to be.
It's going to be ugly
for the first quarter because they have not sold any S or X's new, really. They've sold a few inventory, I'm sure, that they had left over, but they haven't produced hardly anything. And the ones they have are just now being complete. As Eric said, those are probably going to stores for demo models. So I don't know the number. Not that the S and the X were huge on delivery numbers, but as we did mention, they did even have to shut down production on the other lines as well.
Yeah, I'm like, in terms of investing in Tesla, I'm a long-term investor, so I don't really care about this quarter. But I will say, I'm not buying any stock necessarily right now.
Yeah,
because I want to see this quarter's numbers because I have a feeling it might dip again because I don't think it's going to be great at all. I don't think they have made... I mean, if they can get any S's of refresh out for delivery this quarter, I will be impressed.
I'm sure they'll get some
Black screen, sorry, that
I'm
was
sure
me.
they'll get some out in March, but you know,
It's not going to be many.
it's not going to be like 30 or 45,000 for the quarter. It's
No.
going to be a few thousand, I would think. So,
But the nice thing is Elon did mention there is a high demand for the refresh S and X's. So
Yeah, that's
that
good to hear.
actually gives me a lot of hope because I've been saying it and for a very long time is this is what Tesla needed to do is update the S and X with the 3 and the Y. The S and the X just kind of felt dated. I mean, don't take this the wrong way. I know you love your S.
It still looks very nice.
It still looks amazing, but it just the interior, the vertical screen, and like the air vents. The 3 and the Y had it, and I'm glad that they refreshed.
So it's
it.
nice to see that they've refreshed the S and the X. Most of the changes we've seen are interior. I mean, they didn't really change the body.
No, very
aside
minor.
from the bumpers, covers, and stuff like that. They
Yeah.
didn't change the metal at all, I don't think. So it'll be interesting to see if they change a few other things later this year. Because somebody was pointing out, like, it looks like the taillights and stuff still haven't changed. We don't know if the headlights have changed. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see those changing second quarter, third quarter, something like that. Because that's something, again, they could just pop in some new matrix headlights. So same shape, but, better functionality, better performance. So,
Yeah.
not guaranteed, but I wouldn't be surprised if we see that coming later this year.
Yep. David, thank you so much for the $4.99 super chat. Really appreciate that.
Thanks,
No
David.
message though.
Yep.
So if you have a message and you forgot it, just throw it in chat. It's okay. I really appreciate the super chat though. Let's see. Where was I? Oh, right here. Steven said, I really want a real supercharger to put in my garage. As do I. But one supercharger takes what, 200 amp or 400 amp?
It takes a lot. And most households don't have enough electricity.
Long story short.
It would probably
Yeah.
cost 30, 40,000 or more just to upgrade your garage to have a real supercharger. So
Yeah.
very few people could afford to have that.
Last I looked, they didn't even want to tell me what it would cost because it was too much.
We've heard, a few places around the world, like I think someplace in the Middle East, there's a few places that, they have private superchargers. And in Hawaii, on like the island of Lanai, sounds like they're putting in a supercharger there, but it's pretty much private. And that's just because those people are like, billionaires and they're able to afford to put that in. The rest of us, you'll have to deal with just level 2 charging, which is going to be about a maximum of 48 amps, unless you still have one of those old Gen 2 wall connectors like we do, which can go up to 80. But most cars these days, only go up to 48.
Yeah, exactly. Martin, thank you so much for the $2 super chat. No message, but I see you did also say in chat, are the new Model S 21-inch wheels worth it? It really depends where you are, how much of the range you would actually like to get out of the car. Because if you are actually on Tesla's site,
And it depends on what you're looking for.
If you look at like the long range, and you go with so this is 412 mile range with the 19-inch. If you do the 21-inch, it says 412. Okay, it hasn't.
Oh, that's
they haven't
interesting.
fixed this yet because there's no way.
Unless they've totally changed to a totally different. They look like the old
Maybe.
Arachnids, but slightly modified. They would have had to make them a lot lighter to get the same range out of 21s versus 19s.
Yeah. So I mean, normally you get a loss in range, which isn't always the greatest, but if you don't need it, by all means, they look really good in my opinion. But also, we don't do 21s on the S here because we have a lot of potholes here in Colorado, and the bigger the rim you have, the less amount of tire
Rubber,
sidewall you have, which means you have a greater chance of bending a rim if you hit a pothole that's big enough. Whereas if you have like a 19-inch, you just have a lot more play in that tire. So we don't do them here in Colorado. And it's also can be a rougher ride because, again, you have less sidewall, which also acts as a dampening agent.
They definitely look nice, but they're not going to be as durable. Also, usually, I think they are, is it offset or whatever?
Yes.
Or staggered, staggered. So basically, you can't rotate the tires the same, and so the tires aren't going to last nearly as long because you can't rotate the same as you can if all 4 tires are the same shape, same size. And a little bit of, history here. Scott actually got two flat tires at once because he ran over something in the road, hit both tires, and he was running on larger rims, not 19 inches, and got 2 flats instantly. And so that's kind of like, I stick with 19 on my S.
Yeah, I mean, it's really a personal preference, but that's why we like to go with the smaller rim size, because you tend to get a little bit more range, as well as a more comfortable ride, as well as better tire
and cheaper tires too.
Cheaper,
and also
course.
there's a lot of like third-party manufacturers that make tires or wheels that look very similar to the 21-inch wheels that Tesla offers, but they're at a fraction of the cost. So that's why we typically go with other third-party wheels.
Great example. We loved the Arachnid wheels from Tesla. And because so many people use our referral code, which I love you all, we got a few sets, but they were 21-inch. Then T Sportline came out with their Arachnid style.
Yeah, I think it's a TST Flow or something like that.
Yeah.
Or TSS, one of those.
And we love those. We had those on S's, 3s. Currently, we have them on the Y and the S.
Yeah.
We love them because they look like it, but they're in a smaller form factor, which is what we want. So it's the best of both worlds.
And also, when you buy those wheels from Tesla, those are expensive, isn't it? Normally like seven, or is it 4,500 or 5,000 or 7,000?
I think the 21-inch are like $600 just for the rim.
It's not cheap, and so definitely you can save some money. And so if you don't like the 19-inch that it comes with, get those anyways. You can put winter tires on those if you want, and then buy your 21 or 20-inch ones from another manufacturer, and then swap on the 19s in the winter if you need snow tires.
Yep. Let's see. Jake's Online said, why does the Cybertruck cost less than a Model Y? Well, a few things. They won't need paint for Cybertruck, and that tends to be a big chunk of change right there. But also the way the stamping is and everything, it'll be far easier to build, and I say that because I'm not building it, the Cybertruck over a Model Y. So if they're able to do that like exoskeleton kind of thing, that just helps reduce the amount of parts, reduces the time to make it and everything.
I think also the battery. And
true.
We were just talking about earlier today on the standard range vehicles, they're coming out with a cheaper battery, doesn't have as much range. So they might be having a cheaper battery on the lower price Cybertruck, and we're expecting the 4680 cell based battery on the more expensive Cybertrucks. But also when they announced the price of the Cybertruck, we were blown away by the price. Could not believe they came in that cheap. I thought it would be at least 10 to 15,000 more. So it's amazing. Hopefully they can still honor that price when the Cybertruck does start delivery later this year or early next year.
Yeah.
And also when Tesla first announced that price, I think it was with the plan that the 4680 cells were coming out. They're going to be having, the volume production and bring the price of those, per cell production down, so they're able to still make money by having those newer batteries in there.
Yep. Toby said, when do you think we'll see the new Plaid Model S being delivered? So Plaid currently says 4 to 11 weeks. Plaid Plus is late 2021. Now, the Plaid, we are not getting a Plaid. We do still have the order in for the Plaid Plus, but the Plaid, we decided rather than do that, we'll just get the long range. That way we get a little bit more range. We don't really need the acceleration for Plaid. And when you look at it, there's a $30,000 difference. Yeah. We don't really... It's hard for us to justify the 0 to 60 and the top speed for $30,000 and the range.
I mean, that's nice. It's impressive, but really you can't take advantage of that on everyday driving unless you live on the Autobahn or by the Autobahn.
Yeah.
So in the United States here, you can't really drive that fast.
Even the long range Model S is 3.1 seconds. That is highly respectable.
Yeah, that's like a second quicker than my current S, I think.
Yeah. So, I mean, that is a very good number. I admit the Plaid, absolutely love it, but I just can't bring myself to spending that extra money. So that's where we're at. Because to be honest, I'm not going to be keeping the new Model S that long. At least we don't really know yet, but we're probably not going to keep it super long.
Speaking of which, I think tomorrow might be the 4-year anniversary of the S100D.
Wow.
So we've had that. That will be the longest longest we've owned a Tesla. It's 4 years.
I still love that car too.
Yeah.
It still looks great.
And again, we upgraded to MCU2 and it has Autopilot 3. We've upgraded some of the other cameras to the latest Autopilot cameras. And so it's equivalent to like a late 2020 car functionality wise. It doesn't have the exact same air suspension and it doesn't have the range of those long range pluses, but other than that it's almost the same. The computer, all the games, all the functionality with Autopilot are the same.
Yeah.
And so it's and it looks the same on the outside, almost the same on the inside. So there's not much reason to upgrade unless you want the new 2021 refresh.
And so we were driving recently in convoy, because who doesn't love a good convoy? And I took this photo. I haven't posted it on Instagram yet, so you guys get a sneak peek. There, that's for you, Diego. But I saw the car and took a photo and was like, that's a fine looking car.
It's still nice. Even, they've had like the same lines. I mean, since 2012,
Like,
they changed.
that car looks hot.
Yeah, they changed the front end, back in 2016, and we had one of the very first refreshed in 2016. We had one of the very first Autopilot 2 cars later in 2016, and wow, it still looks nice.
Yeah.
And like we were talking about earlier, the outside with the new refresh for 2021, most people won't be able to tell the difference.
Yep. We're going to burn through some questions real quick because I'm a little behind. Let's see. Hunter said, I promise not to make fun of the American Eagle again.
Hey.
Thank you. They stole the AE from us because we did it first.
No,
Well, we did it like this way first.
I don't know. I don't know when they started it, but I know we've had it for several years.
Zach said, thoughts on getting a Model Y without a garage, only have a carport on the house. I think you'd be fine.
Carport, yeah.
The nice thing is it's right next to your house, so you would be able to charge it easier. Now, if you have something like an apartment or only on-street parking, it can be a little challenging. You just have to do a little bit more outside the box thinking when you come to charging.
Yeah.
But for a house, no problem.
Yeah,
I would totally do that.
If you have an apartment like he was just talking about, see if you can do charging like at work or something like that, because you don't want to really have to go to a supercharger once or twice a week or go to a public charging spot. So you can get by with it if you're running errands and stuff, but it's definitely so much more convenient if you can charge at home.
Yep. Let's see. David, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. Really appreciate that. Said, if Tesla doesn't make the single motor Cybertruck, will I be able to upgrade and keep the $7,000 FSD price? I would certainly hope so, because they kind of did that with the rear-wheel drive Model Y. Some people were receiving messages from Tesla saying they can upgrade to like an all-wheel drive, and their pricing schedule for FSD won't increase. So I would imagine if they don't allow, or they don't make it, they would allow you to upgrade to like a dual motor Cybertruck and not have to do different FSD pricing.
Yeah, I see H22 vlog saying that Tesla should make a V2, they should make a wall connector that looks like a supercharger, and that's what
that would be a great idea too.
That's what we actually use this one for. I mean, it is huge compared to the regular wall connector, but we run the cabling in through that, so it looks like we're charging from the supercharger, and I'm sure they could sell a few of them.
Yeah. Michael said, I was just disappointed the Refresh S didn't have self-opening and closing doors. Do we know it doesn't officially yet?
Yeah, we don't know. See, we're still waiting for that call.
Yeah.
Elon said back at the end of January there would be a call. We didn't have it in February, so hopefully, again, I say this like every week, maybe this week we'll have that call to get, so who knows? It might have that. If it doesn't, that's still something they could add later in the year.
Yeah, as another update. Let's see. Matt, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. Really appreciate that. Said, how do you guys feel about Rivian news? Looks like they requested a charger in Colorado, and it's up to 300 kilowatts.
Yeah, down in Salida, we saw that.
Yeah.
We were going to talk a little bit about the Rivian Action Network, and Eric and I were chatting about this, and it's nice that they are going to be putting some charging locations around in more remote areas where there's more activities. But I was pointing out, I don't think you need, in Salida, Colorado, you don't need a V3 300 kilowatt supercharger there, because if you're going to be going to someplace to do an activity such as canoeing or rafting or mountain climbing or hiking, you're going to be there more than an hour. And so you don't want to do fast V3 charging for that. You want those more on routes, on highways. When you get to those destinations, then you're going to want the level 2 charging, where you're charging at like 48 amps or something, because you're going to be there for several hours and you have the time to charge a little slower.
Yeah.
But it is cool that they are building out their network. They're still going to be able to use like Electrify America, but they're putting in their own charging network in certain spots. I just don't think they need V3 in remote areas, especially because the infrastructure is not going to be there. It's hard enough putting in Tesla superchargers V3 in certain small towns because they just don't have the electrical connections. So I can't see them putting in V3 superchargers out in the middle of the Grand Canyon or something like that. It's not going to happen.
It'll be interesting to see how they do it, but I am very excited for Rivian. I'm very excited to see where this can go. I am a little reserved on Rivian because I keep thinking their deal with Amazon's investment is going to inhibit cars potentially because Amazon's going to want a lot of that built for them. We'll see with time, but I am very excited to start seeing some Rivian trucks roll around. I think they look great. I really do.
Yeah, it was neat. When we first saw those, and then when the Cybertruck came out, I was like, huh, that looks really different. But
yeah,
they each have their benefits, and we still don't know all the details on the Cybertruck. So hopefully you'll be able to add a few of those things like the Rivian has.
Yep. Let's see. Denver Sky, thank you for the $2 super chat. Said 1.3 kilowatt photovoltaic roof that runs the AC, no discharge.
That's nice.
Yeah, that's
yeah,
cool.
Definitely like solar. And you don't need it. We have a huge
Yeah.
solar system, but it's nice if you can put in anything. Not everybody has the roof space, but especially if a lower electric bill, you don't need to put in a huge solar system. So it's nice to see, even with 1.3, that's still generating something, probably offsetting a lot of their electrical usage.
Yeah. And then let's see. Andrew said, is Tesla catching up with Powerwall deliveries? Have you heard anything about
I haven't heard of
delivery
any.
times?
I mean, at one time there was like 4 or 5 month delay. I haven't heard that, so I don't think people are complaining as much. We know that actually our neighbor had a Powerwall put in with his solar system via Sunrun, and he was waiting like 4 months on that. And I don't think they're as backlogged as they were before.
Yeah. Some people are asking about the larger RC Cybertruck. So the director of product design at Tesla actually posted on his Twitter account the larger Cybertruck RC car. And so you can kind of see it here. It looks crazy fun.
You need to get
I mean, doesn't it always?
You need to get the Model Y back out.
Yeah, I know, right?
Should I go get it? I can show it from back here.
But I mean, once we get this, we'll do Model Y versus Cybertruck. But it looks crazy fun. I mean, hopefully they come out with that soon.
Yeah.
Last I heard, though, it was gonna be like May until they ship them.
Yeah. And
so it's gonna be a little while longer.
And for those you don't know, Eric actually took the Model Y for kids, which is like something a little toddler would scoot around on. He took it and totally gutted it, put in an RC car, and it looks really nice. It looks just like our Model Y. And we'll have to take that out. He did a video on that a couple months back, but do some videos on that, racing that against the Cybertruck.
It's very dusty.
Yeah.
But anyway, this is
Fully
what she looks
remote
like.
control.
And here,
And
we're gonna pop the top. Are you ready?
Oh, yeah. So this was a cool project. So
Kinda
definitely,
anticlimactic.
definitely go check out that video though, because it's cool. Because this is huge. I mean, you could see this is a pretty good sized RC car.
I mean, technically, I sat on it when it wasn't an RC car. Now I'd probably just break it, but
Oh yeah.
it's got some
look at that
sweet
suspension. Yeah.
Take it off road.
It's nice.
It's been a lot of fun, and the dogs hate it.
But I saw a video though. Somebody took an RC car to the dog park, and it was like being chased by dozens of dogs. So
A big hit,
I don't know if I'd trust that because one of them might get a hold of it.
Yeah. Let's see. Rich said, "Is the Tesla coming soon cover on the supercharger an actual Tesla thing they use to cover superchargers that aren't ready yet?"
It dates way back.
Yeah, they used to put these on a lot, but I don't think they've done that in a very long time. But we are doing this to tell you the garage update is
coming soon. Yeah, but Tesla put these on there. Boy, that was probably like 4 or more years ago, somewhere around that, 3 or 4 years ago. So yeah, now I think whenever they build them, they just instantly open them up. They don't like let them sit for weeks with a cover on them.
Yeah. Chris was talking about if we can discuss what.
I see that Starlink is having another one coming up in about a half an hour probably. So
fun. Chris was asking if we can cover Tesla using the LFP batteries potentially this year in SR cars. Discuss pros and cons. So we're actually probably going to do a separate video on that because I still need to research
a little more, but
iron cathodes myself a little bit more, to be honest.
But again, it's going to be it's on the lower end car, so it's going to have a lower range, lower price. So it's not going to be as good as what you're going to get on the other cars. But it's nice they are still offering that for a budget, budget Tesla, and that's probably what we're going to see on the Model 2 or whatever that made in China car is that's coming out to be announced probably later this year.
Yep. So let's see. The official Justin Wong said, what's the best 12-volt socket for charging a laptop on a Model Y? Looking for an inverter that's affordable. So actually, we were on a road trip, and I forgot one that I had because the garage and everything was just kind of moved around. So I actually stopped at Best Buy, and I think it was like $16.
Yeah, they had several
and it
different
worked just
ones.
fine.
Yeah. And
so it had a outlet as well as 2 USBs on it.
Yeah, and depending on what car you have, I've heard some people are even able to use the USB-C outlet to charge their laptop if you have that. So, but if you don't, you can still use the 12-volt adapter.
Yeah.
But you don't need one of those really expensive ones. Like I said, it's like less than $20. That was in Grand Junction, Colorado. We stopped at the supercharger at the mall and walked over to the Best Buy, picked that up.
Yep. Sorry, our dogs are barking
Yeah,
for some
checking,
reason. Are you
checking
looking?
on
Okay.
that. Yeah.
I don't know why they're barking. We'll still look in there. So it just jumped forward. So sorry if I missed anyone's questions. Let's see. Steven said, I think they will upgrade to 5G in Teslas. If so, I think they'll upgrade the module for older Teslas. They did that for the 3G to 4G, so hopefully they would do that for the 4G to 5G. It really depends on what's on those internal boards, though.
Yeah,
if it can support it.
And I don't think they're not gonna like do that. Like they're not gonna go change everybody's, but it might be something they offer because it was like a $300 or so upgrade from 3G to 4G. And one of the reasons they had to do that is because like the 3G network is going away, and so it's nice that they did offer that. And you know, one of the cool things too is part of the MCU2 upgrade. If you're going from MCU1 to MCU2, you also got that upgrade. So if you hadn't already paid the $300, it was thrown in, and now you could get that for $1,500. So
yeah. Our dogs are going crazy up there. Do you need to go?
I don't see anything up there though. So
Rob said, watching this week's live show from my Model Y while waiting for my wife to shop. Love it. Thank you for joining in.
Yeah, it's nice. It's nice watching like YouTube and other things. And we talked about this a couple of weeks ago, but somebody reported in China that they have a TikTok client available on Chinese Model 3s, and it would be nice if they brought that to U.S. versions. I know TikTok's maybe for the younger crowd, but I just find that when you're sitting in a supercharger, you might only be there for 10, 15 minutes, and you don't have time to watch like a whole Netflix show or a movie. So I think it's nice to have some quick videos like on TikTok. So hopefully they'll bring it to U.S. one of these days.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, I missed a super chat from 6 minutes ago.
Oh.
That is my fault. Mando X Games, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. Really apologize I missed it. Said, which is more cost effective, getting the Model Y with 19-inch from Tesla and getting 20-inch from T-Sport line, or vice versa? So, I mean, let's just look it up. YOLO.
I would guess it'd be cheaper to get 19 and then upgrade elsewhere, but
I'm having trouble typing sideways. LOL. Okay. So Model Y 20-inch wheels. So let's see what their packages run. So these are wheel, tire, everything packages. You're looking at like $3,200. Okay. And now if we go to Tesla, not Model S, and go to Model Y, I think the rim option is $2,000. Is that correct? I believe it is. 2,000. So at the end of the day, I guess it really kind of depends. What I have done is I have switched to T-Sport lines and sold my very hardly used rim sets for a couple $1,000s, in which case doing it that way, it would make sense to get the 19-inch and then the T-Sport line ones over 20-inch wheels from Tesla. And I think I've always done pretty good on that. I've never sold them for that less than that 1K delta. I think most of the time I get like $1,500 to $2,000 for a set from Tesla. So I would probably go that route, but it also gives you a couple other options too. Now, if you're going with like a performance, definitely get another set, especially if you live in a winter climate, because you're going to have issues with the tires that come on them. But that's what I've always done, is I've always gotten the car I want with the free rim and tire options and got the T-Sport line ones and sold the other ones.
For some people, though, if you don't have like a garage or you don't want to be able to store that extra set of wheels, it might be worth it to you to just get them straight from Tesla. Yeah, we always go with the smaller ones.
And it really depends on which one you prefer the look of, because the T-Sport line ones do look a little bit different than these. Now those, they do look pretty similar. Actually, they did a good job on that. But like it depends on which one you want.
Speaking of which, don't we still have like a set of like brand new Uber turbines available?
Yes, I do.
Sale? So
if anyone wants a Model Y 21-inch Uber turbines, rims, tires, literally
TP
like 100 miles on them, if anything, nothing crazy.
They're like
they're available.
Never, I mean, you basically drove it home and maybe for a couple weeks or something. But
I think I drove it for like a week and then I swapped it out.
But we do have some Uber turbines available.
Yeah. I think we're going to have a massive garage sale for Tesla stuff coming up because once we cleaned everything out of the garage before we put it back, it's like, do we want to keep it? Do we not want to keep it? Should we sell it? So there might be a lot of stuff coming up for sale. Let's see. Mario, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. Said, do you think they'll make FSD available for a subscription? Hope it's affordable if they ever consider doing it. I mean, Elon's been saying it's coming. I think they're waiting for a new S and X to roll out, to be honest. That's kind of what I'm thinking.
Yeah, hopefully. Yeah, and again, we've talked a little bit. We don't know that the new S and X. We know they're going to have slightly different autopilot hardware. They're for the first time, the S and X will have that interior camera, and we don't know if it's the same as what's on the 3 and the Y, but it does have an interior camera finally, and there's hints in the code that it's like autopilot 3.2, so it's slightly different that's been available on the 3 or the Y.
Yep. Mark actually had a good point though. It's a bad idea to have a supercharger at your house. Frequent supercharging bad for your battery, and charge rate will artificially reduce after a while. Ask Bjorn.
Yes,
yeah. So I mean, the only thing I think would have been fun to have it at the garage is so I could charge to 100% if I was going to like the track or something. But you're 100% right. It wouldn't be a great idea to use that
on a daily
basis.
There's no need because typically we charge at like 48 or 40 amps. We can go up to 48 in our cars, but our wall connectors can do up to 80, and we don't need to supercharge at home. Typically we only charge for about an hour a day per car, and even if it's drained a lot, it might take 3-4 hours. Maybe 8 hours overnight, but most people don't need to supercharge at home.
Yep.
But with that said, though, it'd be nice if they did put one in at Bandamere or some of these other racetracks.
They really need to start putting them in at racetracks, I would hope, because like a lot of the racetracks I've been to, some are relatively close, but it's always a drive, and it'd be nice if it was just at the track, so you don't have to worry about it. But Button Willow actually, I believe, is going to be getting 12 or 16 stall supercharger.
Wow. That's interesting
for their new racetrack.
Wow. I wonder if that's going to be like used all the time or just like on race days, because it doesn't seem like it would be.
I believe. Well, so there's two relatively close, but the nice thing is for these track events, you're literally right there, so you never really should have any issue. I believe it is on track property though. So I don't know if it has to be during hours, or I don't know the specifics yet, but I'm super excited to see it.
16 sounds huge for just the racetrack. It's like, even if you have 16 Teslas, they're not all beginning charging at once, or 30 Teslas. How many are at Tesla Corsa or whatever?
The issue is the way they're staggered, they probably would be. The way they run everything, because they intermix us with other people. So it's not just the Teslas get the track for the day. It's a whole group of people, a lot of gasoline power cars that go out there. So the way they put it, a lot of us do charge very similar times. But either way, super excited to see it. Let's see. Wesley said, actually, you do want fast charging in remote areas because you need to be able to charge fast to get out of the remote areas without having to sit there for hours.
Again, when I was talking about it, if you're at a location where you're camping or if you're hiking for several hours, you don't need supercharging, because otherwise, if you're going to, or V3 or whatever, because if your car is parked there for 3 hours, but it only took an hour to charge, then you're blocking that stall for 2 hours. Yeah. And so it is good to have at least level 2, and level 2 might take you more than 2 hours to charge, but it's just like, it depends on where it's going to be, I guess, and how long you're going to be there.
Yep. Bill said, when can I order the 2022 Model Y? I think they've
maybe
started doing it like in November maybe, or October.
Or October, yeah.
Something like that, later in the year. Let's see. KK said, I hope Tesla eventually gets a CCS adapter so we can charge the Cybertruck on Rivian's network to go off-roading.
Yeah, we're hoping.
Well, I mean, I'm sure Tesla, once the Cybertruck starts pumping out, will be putting a lot more superchargers in some of those locations as well.
But CCS would be good because, in Europe, Tesla has access. Tesla can charge at CCS, and all the 3s and Ys there can do that natively. They have that port, and the X and the S can charge with an adapter. So even if it's not the full, 250 or whatever, they can still hit like 150. It'd be nice if we had that in US.
Agreed. And Chris was asking how testing went on the obstacle aware acceleration, etc. We haven't actually done that testing yet. Still trying to figure out exactly how to do it safely, because I don't want to put a car at risk, and I don't have anything I'm willing to run into right now. But hopefully soon.
Yeah, it does seem though when they released that feature, it's been out for a couple of years, but it does seem like there's a little bit of lag sometimes if you're stopped and right before if you punch it, it seems like there's a little slight delay. But yeah, we should test it somehow.
Yeah. Chris was also asking, is there a diecast Model Y? No, unfortunately.
Still nothing.
Still barren on that. Hopefully eventually. I'm surprised they have this.
You should have a camera just of all the die-casts, though. And then again, I guess you would only use it like once per stream. But,
I mean, I have like 3 cameras sitting here, so we could.
Or you could pull up some B-roll or something.
There you go. Let's see. Steven said he didn't have to wait at all for his 3 Powerwalls, so maybe they are caught up. That would be sweet.
Yeah, cool.
Let's see.
I have a question here. I noticed something about Powerwall. So basically, we recently got it updated. It's like the 20.49.0 release. And I noticed that, when you can browse to it, you can view it via the app, or you can go to it via the browser if you know the IP address, which you can find from your router. But ever since we've had our Powerwalls installed, I go and I just check our production and our consumption throughout the day. But I noticed with that latest release that came out, the 20.49 release, it's more secure, and it requires you to log in before you can see that production or consumption. And one problem is that we're seeing is that it doesn't recognize my password. So in order to reset the password, you have to go out and flip the power switch on one of the Powerwalls, and then you enter in a new password. I've done that. It works fine for the day. When I come back the next day, it doesn't recognize my password again. And is anybody else having this problem? I know that at least one person is. They've said that they're having the same issue. Other people are saying they can get logged in just fine. It remembers their password. So why isn't it remembering my password? There's obviously a bug Tesla needs fixed. So it's not a huge inconvenience, but let us know.
It is annoying though, because you have to turn them off every time.
Yeah, or else I have to go to the phone and stuff instead of just toggling over to another tab on the web browser. But I don't want to have to go out and reset the password every day. And it used to work fine for years. So and the reason why you need to log in is you can access and see the network settings, and we can see our Powerwalls are set up with both, they're set up with Ethernet, Wi-Fi, and cellular, and also you can see some status just showing the serial numbers and stuff of each of your Powerwalls. And I can't see that now unless I go flip the power switch and reset the password, and it's annoying.
So let us know in chat if you are experiencing same thing. Cool Tech with Mick wants to know how comfy the Tesla seat couch is.
It's pretty nice. I do wish maybe we had like some ottoman or something like that.
I mean, we can do that.
Recliner, but it's nice. I mean, obviously, I sit for hours at a time, and it's pretty comfortable. It's just like if you're sitting in the car.
Yeah.
We put them at like just the right height, I think, at least for my legs.
So what we did actually, because I made the stands myself, we actually put this on like a box and figured out exactly the right height so that it's... So that it's
did your mom make these boxes? I can't remember. Did you?
Made the boxes.
Okay. I remember. Yeah, but it's similar to those that your mom made for that other thing. But yeah,
my mom is very handy.
Yeah, and covered them up with like the automotive fabric and stuff like that. So yeah, it looks just like the fabric you'd see in the back, in the cargo area or whatever.
So what I did though, because I didn't want to have to cut that wood, I was lazy. I actually had Home Depot cut like a big 4 foot by 8 foot piece, and they did a great job. Normally their cuts aren't always great, but they did a good job. Let's see. We have 2 super chats we got to catch up on. Oh, 3 super chats. Oof. Here we go. Confetti for the first one. Chris is in chat. Hey, cool. $5. Thank you so much. He said, "Hi, Eric and David. I'm so excited. Also the cover." Yes.
Thank you. This is Chris. Yes.
The garage update is coming soon. It worked out perfectly, so we had to do it. Glad you could join chat, and also Chris. Look at what I got. I didn't get one, and Chris got one from one of his targets. He's not local or anything, but then he went live on Twitter. So we hung out on his live Twitter video of him playing with this for like 30 minutes. It was a blast.
The funny thing is I saw Eric watching it, and Chris was narrating about how he's driving around and how it was to control it. And he was driving around. I didn't realize, because I didn't know that it was the tiny one. I thought it was the larger one. And so when Eric finally got it, I was like, oh wow, that's really small. I couldn't tell from Chris's video.
But we had a blast on Twitter. It was pretty fun. Mario, thank you for the $3 super chat. Said, is Tesla discounting $2,000 if you order the new Tesla? So if you had an order in for the refreshed Model S and X
before
like the 28th
it was announced or whatever, 27 something.
they are discounting it $2,000. Otherwise, you have to pay the full $10,000 increase.
And if you weren't lucky enough to you didn't lock in the price. We tried, it was kind of a gamble. But at least if you weren't lucky enough to get that $2,000 discount, check with some of these people that might have open orders, because they might not be, some people are really excited about the yoke, other ones aren't. And so you might be able to find somebody that's like maybe on the fence about buying it or not. So
yeah,
don't give up. You might still be able to save a few bucks.
John, thank you for the $5 super chat. Really appreciate that.
Thanks,
He's been a long time supporter of the channel, so really appreciate him. Said Excel Energy in Minnesota handed me a $700 charge point charger for free. It's $44 a month for unlimited charging, 9 p.m. to 9 a.m. on all weekend.
Wow,
all day weekends.
Wow,
that's actually not too bad.
Yeah, that would be great if.
I wish more places would do that.
We do have solar, but if you don't have enough solar stuff, that's a great deal. Because that could be hundreds of dollars. I wonder how many people they give that to. Because
is it $44 per Tesla you own, or if you had like four Teslas?
That's a good question.
Let's go out on a limb. Say you had 4 Teslas, because who's counting? Could you charge all 4 for only $44 a month during that time, or is that like per car?
I would hope that it's for the meter, like he has a second meter or something, or the charge point probably.
Yeah, because if that's $44 a month for any cars unlimited, that's actually a really good deal.
Yeah, you could open up your own like level 2 charging station or something.
That's awesome. That's really cool. So I wish more states and
had
more companies would do that. We have Excel here, but they don't offer that here.
Not yet, no.
So maybe they're testing it out up there, but definitely if they ask about it, tell them you like that, because I think that would be something a lot more places could use.
Yeah.
Let's see. Amir said, do you think the Roadster SpaceX edition will have a jump seat to avoid a death collision? Jump seat, like an ejection seat?
I got it. Yeah.
I don't know, but hopefully it has enough safety in it where you don't really have to worry about that. Because it could sense a collision's happening and take out the air jets and push you out of the way.
Or maybe, instead of having a jump seat, you would just do the hover mode.
Oh, that's even better. Perfect. Love it.
And we saw a video. There's a video that somebody did about the car hovering like that. So we should.
Mace is in chat. Also, longtime supporter of the channel. Yeah. We met him out in California. Oh, God.
Many years ago.
Oh, such a long time
ago. 2017 or somewhere around there, I think. Yeah.
Said, heard people with solar roof orders are being delayed who also ordered a Powerwall. I already have a Powerwall and my solar roof seems to be going quickly. February 10th order. February 26th, permits obtained.
Oh, wow.
Awesome. Yeah, Mace, you'll have to send me some photos when that starts rolling out. I'm super excited for you, so I'm going to have to live this one through you.
Yeah,
send a lot of photos, please.
Yeah, and Mace, let us know if you're getting the new Tesla inverter, because I've seen
and
you probably get the Gateway 2 and stuff, so your install will probably look really nice, because you have these little things. They look like, you'll have the Powerwall, and, I think you probably have the red Powerwall, right? But the new Tesla Gateway 2 will look like a miniature Powerwall, but it's white, and then you'll have the new inverter, which will be white too, probably. So that'll be cool. You have to send us some pictures.
Yep. Denver Sky posted, is Tesla or Starlink going to offer a sat phone? Wonder how long it will be until they offer one with Starlink. I mean, it's always a possibility, but now, cell phones are so ubiquitous.
But also right now, for Starlink, you need to have a dish. And that's what Elon has said. That's why they're not adding it to the cars yet. I could see them eventually adding it to cars, because they could put it in part of the hood or something like that and make that the dish. But with a cell phone, not a cell phone, I guess it would be a satellite phone, you need some sort of antenna. And just a little antenna of like 6 inches, I don't think would be enough to cut it. Then again, I guess it would use a lot less bandwidth than video and audio streaming.
Yeah. Diego said, do you guys see that Michelin is coming out with an EV tire for performance cars?
Yes.
We did, and I can't wait to test those for you guys.
I think in the United States it's going to be later this year. I think they started in China already, and then it's coming out, and basically they finally got on the bandwagon, and they know that EVs, are selling in a sufficient number.
Yeah.
And so they're coming out with a specific tire. Should be good for I think all season driving and stuff.
Yes, but, I believe so.
We'll definitely be looking at those later this year when they are released.
Yep. KK said, I'm watching the live stream using Starlink.
Oh, cool. Awesome. Yeah. It's nice that
awesome.
we've gotten the emails saying that it's, becoming available in more regions. So congrats to everybody who's got that.
Yep. Diego said, I just realized I've been watching live chats for a whole year now since the pandemic.
Yeah, I saw that. Well,
so I was actually thinking about that the other day, Diego. I was like, how long have we been live streaming? And I was like,
almost a year.
Oh my God, it's been a long time. And
we've missed a few weekends, but
we've missed a few here and there, but we've done some extra ones during the week for events.
That's true. Yeah.
But man, it's been so much fun, and I really enjoy the live streams. I think it's a great time to do this.
We should go back and see exactly when we started and what's the anniversary. Maybe we'll have a special anniversary.
I can probably pull it up while we're answering questions.
Yeah.
Let's see. Where's the next question?
Somebody, Luke, renamed Renamo, said they had something similar in Illinois, but there was a limit on total kilowatts. So there are some other states and power companies, it sounds like, that do have like EV charging programs, but maybe they're not all you can charge like the one with Excel in Minnesota.
Yeah, I think that's a great option for $44.
I know that too. That some places, if they don't have all you can charge, at least you have like a separate meter or with like a separate EVSE equipment that can separate it out from your household usage.
Yeah.
And that way they can charge you a much lower rate on your EV charging versus the rest of the house.
Yeah.
If you don't have unlimited.
Yeah. Okay. I'll have to scroll through this a little bit more. Let's see. Michael said, "Can you thumbs up a video in the Tesla YouTube client?" And then Kevin said yes, but if you're in your Tesla or if you're just at home, try thumbs up the video and see what happens.
Yeah, sum up this one. But yeah, we still haven't done that. Yeah. We need to release that video about how some people are having problems still getting logged in, but it is possible to log into your regular like YouTube account, and that way, the videos you were shown in YouTube in your car are from your queue, and if you have stuff for saved to watch later, you can see those in your car. So we should do that this week and let people in on that.
Mm-hmm. A couple people I see were asking about the Model Y rims that I'm selling. They're the 21-inch Uber turbines. They have tires, TPMS, no dings, no nothing. All the nubs still on the tires. They're like brand new.
Yep.
I'm selling. I had them listed at $2,500. If you're interested, there should be an email down below.
And then, if you're local to like the Denver area or even like Colorado or maybe surrounding states, we might be able to meet you somewhere. We've done that in the past.
Mm-hmm.
But if not, then
even if you're local, I could even install them for you.
Yeah, we can install them right in the garage.
That'd be kind of fun.
But if you're not local, we can ship them, but we will have to give you a shipping rate. And the prices, they vary depending on, it's going to be cheaper to ship to California versus like Massachusetts, but we've shipped to both sides of the country.
Yep. Let's see. Where there's I missed the question. Justin said, what do you think Elon's update call for the SX will be about? General information about the refresh or focus on function with no stocks? I think both. Because obviously he needs to talk about how it's going to function without stocks. But I think there's so many other little things they have updated that we've kind of seen in the photos a little bit, like the button to recline the seats, etc. I think it's going to be kind of like a general overview. Yeah. But to be honest, maybe they just won't even do the call and they're just going to start deliveries.
They have to. It's like it'd be too anticlimactic. People start doing their own car deliveries, but they have to announce it because we're hoping there's some other surprises in there too. Like we said, we know there's some other hardware changes for like autopilot. So who knows what other things there. Maybe it does have those self-opening, self-closing doors. Probably not on the S yet, but that's something they could easily add just like on the X.
Yep. Denver Sky said boycott Bandamere. We're not going to get too far
we already did.
But I have not been since what you are referring to.
Yeah, we haven't been.
But let's not get too
we didn't
much
go in
involved
2020
on that
at all, I don't think.
Yeah, we're not going to get too much involved in that, but I hear you loud and clear. Same wavelength. Let's see. May said Buttonville is close to the freeway though, so it could be general use. Yeah, I mean, hopefully it's outside the gates, their new superchargers, so that it could be general use, because that would be even better for sure. Let's see. Oh, it just jumped. It just jumped. Did I lose?
Can you do a picture of the SpaceX launch?
I can't. Oh. I'll get copywritten for that.
But we could critique it and be like, yeah.
Logan said, I ordered 2 Powerwalls a year ago and was told still another 4-month wait. Oh, wow. Ooh. Are you getting anything else, or is it just Powerwalls? Any solar or anything?
And is it through Tesla, or is it through Sunrun or some other company?
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's a good point too.
That's a long. And also though, there's some places in the country where they still don't have like certified installers. So it could be that Tesla's not in your area to install those, and they don't have anybody certified. Because I know for the longest time, like places in Florida were having to get like install crews from other states, so that could be part of the delay.
Yeah. So we have a great question here, and this is from Pensa Dave. What are your thoughts on the white interior? If you hope to use your car for the robo-taxi network, do you have any issues with the white turning dingy? Thanks. Well, do I have a video for you? No, that was a great segue though. Tomorrow's video is going to be about the white interior and how it has been in my Model Y. It's a shorter video, so it'll be nice, quick. But I wanted to go over a few things from the almost 10,000 miles in my Model Y. And are they cleanable? If so, how to do it and what it looks like.
Yeah,
but overall, I'll tell you this. How many cars have we had with white interiors? 10 of them?
You'd have to pull up the spreadsheet.
I think it's 10 of the 12.
No, I think because a couple of them did not have white available, so probably it's 7 to 8.
Oh, right. 2 were gray.
2 were gray, and then a couple were
2
black.
were black
because they did not have the white yet. Because that's when the first
3 were black.
Isn't that like the first Y that we got?
First Y was black.
Like we sold it because it didn't have a white interior.
We had a black
to one
Model
of our most
3
amazing
for Chris,
viewers.
And then we had a black Model 3 for your. So like 5 out of the 12 were black. The other
or gray,
7 or black or gray, and the other 7 were white. And the new ones that we're getting are also white. If Cybertruck comes in white, I'll take it. Roadster, please give me white. The white is great. It cleans up really well.
Both of our studio couches are the white interior, so we definitely like white.
Yeah, it just looks so nice. The black, just like, it just looks so plain.
It's okay, but
to
I
me.
mean, every car is. How many other cars have you seen with a white interior?
Exactly.
Very few.
Yeah, but I think you will greatly enjoy tomorrow's video if you are curious about the white interior and how it is held up in 10,000 miles almost. Yeah. How long have we had that Model Y?
Since June.
June?
Yeah.
8 months-ish,
Yeah.
10,000 miles.
But I mean,
wow.
it's still, we have that in our car that we just mentioned, the S100D, which is 4 years old tomorrow. Has white interior, still looks fine.
Yeah. Let's see. A bunch of other people are saying same issue with their Powerwalls, so you are not alone.
But again, it'd be interesting. Is it third-party, like non-Tesla plate, or is it just certain regions? Because that's unfortunate. There's still a wait, but we still love our Powerwalls. I mean, they're definitely worth it, even if you have a wait. Especially when there's all these outages and natural disasters and stuff like that. You can go days or weeks if necessary if you have a sufficient amount of solar and Powerwalls, and you don't need to rely on the grid.
Yeah. Chris, I did not go into the situation on how the charger cover came available, but
we just mentioned that what year was that? It was 2017 or so, but it's been around. They don't do that anymore.
Yeah. Chris said, are you going to put the new LED matrix lights on your Model Y? Maybe. I need to see how much they're going to be first from Tesla.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if they were like $2,000.
Yeah. If that's the case, not going to happen.
Wait unless you can find one that's in a totaled car, when
in
get them for parts, do them yourself. But
that's probably going to take several more months. And
you don't really want to hope for somebody to total their new Tesla. So.
Yeah. John did give us a quick update. They don't care how many cars you have charged, as many as you want.
Oh, wow. So so you could.
That's a really good deal. I'd be calling all my buddies, being like, "Yo, come charge."
At his house. We did have our house on PlugShare years ago, and we hosted a couple people who needed to charge. That's back when there weren't as many chargers around, superchargers either.
Yeah. Let's see. Proximo said, "Any updates on the new Green Act?" Unfortunately, haven't really heard anything.
I heard though there was another potential one that's going through, and it's similar. The one that he's talking about was supposedly they would bring it back and allow up to 400,000 new cars get a $7,000 tax credit. But there's another one going through. I can't remember if it's 7,000 or 7,500. But they're saying that the next one would be retroactive back to the beginning of 2021. But again, neither one of those has passed yet. But there's a good chance that something will be happening this year.
Yeah. Matt said, if you already have a red Powerwall and want to buy another one, will Tesla let you get a red one too so it matches? I don't believe so, but if you want a red one, I know, I see them for sale occasionally online. TMC, Tesla Motor Club forum, I see them there occasionally. I've seen some in local Tesla clubs that you can buy. I would probably go that route because we've had that discussion too, is if a new Powerball comes out, we're gonna end up having like a white one next to all the red ones.
Yeah.
It's not gonna match. Unfortunately, we don't really have an option with that. Yeah. But for the current one, if you want one, you could probably pick up a red one. I've seen them go for anywhere between like $5,000. Actually, I saw one for $4,000. I should have bought it.
Depends, if they come with the gateway and all that stuff. Another thing too is that they are stackable if you mount them like on the floor, and you can put them kind of front to back. So you could put the red one in front. And
that's
the white
true.
One. Another thing might be possible to like wrap it. So you could get a wrap that matches, especially if you're just needing to do the edge of that. You could put a wrap, like a vinyl wrap, like you would put on a Tesla, and you could maybe do that with your Powerwall. Shouldn't affect it.
Yeah. Let's see. Jonathan said, by the way, missed opportunity on the thumbnail to take a picture with the Hot Wheels Cybertruck close to the camera to give the illusion of the Cybertruck in your garage. Well,
we've done that in the past with.
I thought about it, but here's the thing. I can't show you guys the garage, but I see what you did there.
It's coming.
You're sneaky.
Coming.
I can agree with that. I can't show off anything in the garage right now. It is still
not complete. As you see, we still have this temporary, the supercharger is temporarily located in here. So it's close, but not done yet.
But yeah,
at least we can park in it now.
It would have been good to do that. Let's see.
Didn't you do a fake thumbnail like that back when right after the supercharger?
I've done one with the semi, one with the Roadster. We've done a few of them. Let's see.
And I know we've done other videos with like the X, with the small Model X, and we're up really close. And
yeah, that was a fun one. John said had both of my C shots. Time to start traveling. Awesome, glad to hear. I can't wait to get mine.
Yeah,
we'll see what group we're in.
We're still not. Yeah. We're not the first group to be vaccinated, obviously. Yeah. We're not first responders. We're not doctors or anything like that. We're not over 70, so it might be a while before we get one. But Eric, in his industry, his line of work, he might actually be able to get his before me.
Yes, but we used to take a lot of cruise vacations. Cruise industry right now, not so hot.
They've been shut down for like a year.
Yeah, so no word when that'll come back around. So I don't even know what vacations we would do.
Like road trips and stuff too.
Yeah.
But right now it's like you're really not able to like even like, you can go to Mexico, but I don't think you can still easily go to Canada. And so it's like, I know we've wanted to do a road trip up, in the Canadian Rockies and stuff like that. And we had one planned a couple of years ago, and one of these days, but we got to wait for things to open back up a little bit more, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, and did you see? Did I send you the link of a potential route for the Roadster road trip?
Yes, you did.
And we could hit basically like all 48 contiguous.
Well, don't give away everything. Okay. I don't know if Diego's still in chat.
I don't know if we're gonna do that in one trip though, because that would be. I mean, if we took a week off, we could see a lot.
I'm
of
in.
United States.
I'm in.
We just have to plan for that. And again, we might be able to do it even faster than 8 days if we skip. We could still visit the state, but not necessarily the state capital.
Yeah.
But we wanted to do Canada too, so we might have to do Canada as its own trip.
Yeah, that
we could do like the coast to coast. Did anybody ever complete that? I know somebody started the middle, and then they did it in 2 different things. But did they ever go all the way across? I don't
know. Let's see. Diego said, speaking of Diego, you guys sign up to get a seat on the commercial SpaceX flight, donate St. Jude Children's Hospital, and get entries. Great cause ends today. Yeah.
I forget the website, but it's like, it starts with a P.
That is actually on my calendar to do today. So we need to.
I forget the website, but something for and .com. What is it?
I don't know. We'll find it and we can drop it in chat. I think it blocks people from putting links in chat, but if we find it, we will. Let's see. I think a lot of people are jumping over to the SpaceX.
That's what I was wondering if you could.
I think what we're going to do is just go ahead and end the live stream. So that everyone...
Inspiration 4, I think. Go to Inspiration 4. Can you pull that one up really quick?
Yes.
And Inspiration number 4. And basically, it's if you donate to St. Jude's Hospital, Children's Hospital, worthy cause, there's a chance that you could win a ride.
Ba-ba. So definitely something to check out for sure. Inspiration in the number4.com. By all means, definitely. It is on my list of stuff to do. But anyway, we're going to go ahead and end it here just because SpaceX is about to do their thing. And I don't want to compete with them because I can't compete with them. So we're going to go ahead and end it here. That way we can get some food. Go hang out with the dogs. And that we can watch it too. But anyway, huge thanks to our channel sponsor, Abstract Ocean. If you guys are looking for any accessories, Model S, X3, or Y, definitely check them out. Huge thanks to them for helping bring all this to you guys and allow us to do this. It's been a blast. Did I say you can use Tesla inventory for 15% off your first purchase? I think I forgot that. It's been a long day. We filmed like 3 videos today, so it's been a little hectic. But really appreciate everybody hanging out. Definitely jump on over and watch SpaceX. Maybe you'll see us in chat there, and we can just kind of hang out. But we will see you all next week, hopefully with some more news on some refreshed Model S's and X's. Bye.